What is up, everyone? It's Ryan, living in Cambodia, making videos so you can see what it's like to live in the Kingdom of Wonder. And you're probably Kingdom of wondering what I'm doing with this device right here. This is an AQI reader. It reads the air quality index. It basically measures what the quality of the air is. Is it a good, fresh, clean, beautiful air, or is it smoggy? Right now we're at a 67 in here. I want to go outside and test it on the balcony though, because this room is sealed off. It was sealed off all morning. Looks like a pretty craptacular smog-tastic day. And we'll set that down right there. Let it collect up some data. Now you should know that this isn't typical in Phnom Penh. This is a bad day for Phnom Penh. The air quality has been bad for the past couple days. Pretty smoggy day here in Phnom Penh. Doesn't help that the monks are burning who knows what over at the temple. Let's see if we can get a reading on that as that corpse smoke slowly makes its way over here. I think it's connected to farming mostly in this city. We get bad air when the farmers slash and burn their fields. They chop them down, they take the crops, and then they burn what's left so they can replant on the fields. That happens here in Cambodia, it happens in Thailand, it happens all across Southeast Asia. Actually, the first time I saw it was in Thailand. This was like 15 years ago, and I remember driving on a bus and looking out and the farm field was on fire, and I was just like, oh no, we gotta call the fire department and put this fire out. I was so naive, so young, so dumb back then. All right, what are we at here? We got, outside here we got an 80, so it's about 10 higher outside than it is inside. What are we doing today? Well, we're gonna drive around Phnom Penh. We're gonna test the air quality in various areas of the city. AQI wasn't really a thing on my radar until I moved to China, where it's pretty bad there, much worse than it is here. We were getting readings at around 300, 350 sometimes. We lived in Chengdu, and the smog would kind of settle in to the city because it's kind of surrounded by mountains, so it was like hard for it to blow out. And yeah, it was a big deal. We had to monitor it, we had to pay attention to it, we had the air purifiers, all that stuff. Phnom Penh, not as bad as China, I can say that. China is getting better, by the way, so shout out to them. But we want to know, how bad is it here in Phnom Penh? If you're sensitive to it, is there an area, maybe a neighborhood where it's a little bit better? We're gonna go around, we're gonna test the neighborhoods. We're not gonna get 100% accurate readings everywhere because maybe some dude's letting off some really vicious farts. We don't know. It's hard to judge that stuff. Maybe the thing will beep, 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 beep. Toxic gas, beep, 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 beep. And we'll be like, oh shit, that guy just let out the worst rank, stankiest fart you've ever dealt with. Don't live in BKK3 because that's where the big farters are. The very first thing I want to test out is the air quality better on a higher floor or on a lower floor? You'd think the streets would get more smog because of the cars, but then if most of the smog is coming from farm fields, the smoke blowing in, who knows what level that's at? I don't know. We're going to go find out. We can go downstairs right now and test it. It's like pretty easy. Let's do that. All right, quick pit stop before we head to the ground floor. I went up to the roof. This is the roof of my building. This is the 12th floor. I was about halfway up the building. This is the top of the building, and we're getting a reading of, it says 86. So what was it down there, 80? A little bit higher up here. Interesting. Oh God. Let's go down there and test it now. Right down here in the streets. This is in Tultumpong, the Russian market area. We are getting an 82. A little bit, I can't remember all the numbers. The numbers are going to be on the screen. I'll just pop them all up there because I'm so bad at remembering numbers. But now we're going to hop on the bike and we're going to go test various areas of Phnom Penh. I want to get some breakfast, so let's head to BKK1 and I'll hit a breakfast spot. Just in case you're wondering if sitting in traffic is bad for you, I'm at a busy intersection here, and we're sitting at 94 now. 94. We're in the heart of BKK1 here. I'm just getting some air in my tire. Let's do a quick reading. 92. Yeah. Okay, I'm at some place called The Clay right now. The Clay is a restaurant, BKK1. It's just south of Wat Lanka. Good spot. Nice shady street, a lot of trees. I ordered up some food, some breakfast is on its way. Let's do a quick reading. All right, we're at an 85 here. 85 is not bad. Oh, it's climbing a little bit. 88. Oh, that's fast. Get a quick look at our breakfast here. Pork and holy basil. One of my favorite little meals in Cambodia. AQI is at 95. So it's worse here? It's worse here. Wow. Interesting. It might have something to do with them burning. Yeah, they got fire. They're burning coal over there, so that's probably why. All right, while I'm eating this delicious meal, I want to tell you about this device that I'm using today. This is called the Temtop Air Quality Monitor, and it monitors air quality. It monitors PM 2.5. Okay, Mr. Narrator Ryan is going to step in here to better explain this. So for an AQI reading, there's not really a standard way to measure AQI. Each device will have its own way to calculate it, but generally devices will take various measurements and use an equation to decide what the AQI is. The most important measurement is the PM 2.5 levels. Because they're so small, they can get deeper in your body. Your body doesn't filter them. That's a measurement of the particles that are in the air that are 2.5 micrometers or smaller. 2.5 micrometers is about 30 times smaller than a human hair. These are particles that are so small that they can get into your bloodstream and they can cause things like heart disease, lung cancer, pulmonary diseases, asthma, strokes, diabetes, and more. Temtop's air quality monitor uses lasers to measure this. Air passes through the machine and a laser shines on the particles and is able to measure how big they are and how dense the air is with them. The machine also measures PM10, so particles that are between 2.6 and 10 micrometers in size. These are less dangerous because our bodies filter them easier, but they can cause you to have a runny nose, itchy eyes, maybe a sore throat or a headache. The device also does an HCHO reading, that's formaldehyde, and I've never had a high reading for that one, so I'm not too worried about that one. But it takes all those numbers and it turns them into an overall air quality rating. And if you hate numbers like I do, it displays a message at the bottom telling you whether the air quality is safe, if it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, if it's unhealthy, if it's moderate, all these messages. It's an easy way to decide whether you want to go run around in the streets or seal yourself up in your house. Look who's riding in this tuk-tuk. Pigs getting dropped off. My Temtop device has even more features that we're not going to get into, but if you're interested in picking one up for yourself, check out the link in the description. I think I've got a promo code for you there. We can save you a bit of money. It's a super useful tool to have, and it's kind of fun as well. So check it out, and thanks to Temtop for sending this to me. They have some other products on their Amazon page that might be of use to you too, so do click the link in the description. I mean, you could buy one of these, move to Cambodia, bring it with you, and then when you go apartment hunting, you could bring it with you. Check the air quality in the various places where you might want to stay. Here's my old apartment building. And over here we're getting readings of 66. Damn, I shouldn't have moved. I feel like the breeze has picked up a little bit. That's probably helped. All right, we stopped to get a coffee here. Just thought we'd do a quick check. We're at 71. I've attached it to my motorbike. 71 here. This is right across the street from BKK Market. All right, I am across the road from the FAO, the Food and Agricultural Organization. I believe it's a UN organization. It's in that building just beyond the gate there. And the reason I'm here is because they have a meter that's on the side of their building. They take readings and they deliver it to websites like IQ Air, which is the website that I previously used a lot. I'm looking at their updated information. It just updated 5 minutes ago, and it's saying that it's an 82. And on my little handheld device, I'm getting a 93 right now. You know, we're maybe 50 yards away from that, but we got a road here, we got traffic flying by, so it just shows you that you can get a big difference in reading depending on how close you are to certain things like trees and traffic and all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna head over to Koh Peak, aka Diamond Island, and we're gonna test the quality over there. It's on the river. We'll get right down to the river and we'll see if it's better over there. Okay, last stop for the day. I'm here because behind me, that is the Ministry of Environment building. And the reason I wanted to stop here, all throughout 2025, whenever we got a bad day of pollution, in the newspaper there'd be an article and there'd be a quote from the Minister of Environment, and he'd say the air quality is good, or sometimes he'd say it's safe. And meanwhile, I could see the air. I immediately can tell, having lived in China, you could tell when the days are bad. My nose would start running, my throat would be sore, my eyes would be itchy. Open up the newspaper and I read, oh, the air quality is good, an article about how the air quality is good. The Minister of Environment, whoever he is, he's probably the best person in the world. However, I don't think it's very good to say that the air pollution is good when it's maybe not good. Maybe it's not quite good. Maybe it's slightly not so good. Maybe it's bad. And maybe the snot that's dripping from my nose constantly, I could fill up a whole bag, maybe that's an indication that it isn't good. Ugh. And again, I want to say that, the air pollution in Cambodia isn't that bad. In Phnom Penh right now, it's moderate. So, Bangkok I would say is worse, Hanoi is worse. There's a lot of countries in Southeast Asia that are worse. I just don't like the idea of somebody telling me the air is good when I am feeling that it's not good. I'm snotting all over the place, my throat is sore, and I can see it in the air. I don't need somebody telling me it's good. And how much confidence does that give me that it's going to improve at all? I just want Cambodia to be the best country it can be. And clean, quality air, pretty important because we do breathe it and it does keep us alive. What can you do? What can you do about it? All you can do is get an AQI reader, monitor the air quality. If you are sensitive to it, you might want to mask up, very important. And of course, if you need a tester, if you want a tester, TempTop has some great ones. Check the description below and we'll get you hooked up with an AQI monitor, and you can monitor the quality of air and make sure that you're not exposing yourself to some nasty things. Also on this ride, I had my TempTop strapped to the bike here for basically while I was driving around the whole city, and I was watching that number fly up and down, and sometimes I would smell some exhaust and I looked down, and one time it was at 400 driving around. So in the traffic, you're gonna hit spots of really bad air. So be careful who you're driving behind, I guess, is another tip. And yeah, just take care of yourself, guys. Take care and comb your hair. That's it for me. I'm out.
Don't get blinded by the media. I'd rather be myself. Take flight, got a speedy on speed dial. And meanwhile, my dream right beside me with a smile. She like Destiny Child.